What's up, everybody? Welcome to Devonius Domain, San Diego Comic-Con 2024 coverage. I'm going to be just kind of talking about some of the things that I liked from the new reveals from various different toy companies, from NECA to Jada Toys, Mattel, Hasbro, whatever they came out with. I'm just going to be talking about those a little bit, some of my thoughts. So yeah, let's get right into it. I saw a lot of great reveals and some that were kind of lackluster, but yeah, I'll be talking about most of those. I'm not going to be talking about everything because there was a lot of different stuff, but I will be talking about most of the stuff that I was interested in and the stuff that I really liked, stuff that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, let's get into it. So one of the first things I want to talk about is the new NECA 2-pack, I think this is. It's an Evil Dead 2-pack. It's got Ash and his sister from the film. I think this is so awesome. This really popped me. This was, I think, like a day one reveal. And it's got Ash with the blood splattered all over him. He's got that axe. He's got the wooden crucifix in the ground. I think that's an awesome accessory. We've got the chainsaw. And then with his sister, can't recall her character's name, but we've got an alternate gripping hand with like a pencil and the drawings, like a, stack of drawings that she was drawing during the scene where she becomes possessed by the Deadite for the first time, and we see it for the first time on film. And the 3 head scans are just super cool, kind of the evolution of the Deadite's look in that movie, and that's just so cool. I can already picture putting this figure on a flight stand and having her hovering above my other NECA figures. That is just so cool. And to have an Ash from, Evil Dead, the original, that would be really cool to have too. I just didn't really want the clean looking one from the original that they released. Yeah, he had some cool accessories. I wasn't a big fan of the heads, but I like this. This is bloody. This is just carnage, just pure carnage. This 2-pack looks awesome, so I'm really excited to get my hands on this. This is an awesome looking 2-pack, chock full of accessories, so can't wait to get my hands on this, to be honest. Next up, we got NECA revealing the Horror of Dracula Van Helsing, played by the awesome Peter Cushing, and this is just super cool. I mean, I was, a little bit like hesitant at first. I was like, should I get this? Is this a cop? And then I decided, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I mean, right next to him, they had the Horror of Dracula, played by Christopher Lee, real life best friends with Peter Cushing, and I just love that duo in the Hammer Dracula films. Also, making their debut together on film in, I believe, Curse of Frankenstein. And God, Peter Cushing's just so awesome, and I just have to get this Van Helsing. He's gonna look so awesome with that Christopher Lee Dracula and the different heads, with the hat, with the ruffled up hair during the fight scene. He's got, stake hands. He's got the hammer to drive the stakes in. He's got the handful of stakes right there. The metal, kind of crucifix bar. That's just cool. This is just a cool ass figure, and I gotta get it. As well as the Dracula. Just awesome. Next up, we got another NECA figure. Totally knocked it out of the park. This is the Invisible Man. I was very surprised to see another Invisible Man. I was not expecting NECA to do another one because, Jada Toys did this one. And I kind of figured, like most toy companies, they usually just do maybe like a one-off appearance of that character. They stay on that character's look and they don't move around. I mean, Sideshow did a couple of different appearances for a few of the same characters. And that's understandable because Jack Griffin, that movie, has 2 different appearances that are both iconic attire-wise. But I just was surprised because I kind of just expected them to go with the one and not go forward with this one. So this is really cool. A bunch of extra heads here and a stack of books and whatnot. We've yet to see all the extra hands and if this is even going to be all the accessories, but that is just so cool. And right up next to him, I was very shocked by this. Right next to him, Ardith Bay. I can't believe we're actually getting like a mummy that's not wrapped up. This is something that a lot of toy companies don't do. A lot of toy companies do not go to the Ardith Bay look for the mummy from 1932. It's usually like, oh, we're going to do the wrapped up Boris Karloff look. It's very iconic, and I completely understand why a lot of toy companies do that, but I mean, Sideshow Collectibles did a Ardith Bay in their 12-inch line. It's okay. And Super 7 did one semi-recently. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of Ardith Bay, figures. It's just not something that seemed like toy companies thought was marketable. So to see this, is just really cool. And it comes with the extra heads, of his transformation to dust at the end of the movie. Spoilers there for anybody that hasn't seen the movie. But I mean, just so cool. I mean, what a great figure, what a great sculpt, great representation for the look that Boris Karloff has as that character for most of the entire movie. And I'm really shocked to see that NECA's doing that, and that's so awesome. I was not expecting this. I just totally was not expecting this, so this is a really cool thing to see. And this is another figure I was not expecting to see. Horse Carriage Nosferatu. He's basically in the same attire the entire movie except for in this particular scene, and they made a figure for it. Again, just in attire that no one really thought to make, and NECA's doing it. A little bit of reuse here. I'm pretty sure his undergarments are from the old Count Orlok figure, just painted black, which I'm okay with that. And then it's got this really cool soft goods cloak over it. He's got the little whip for the horses, and this shoulder overlay kind of scarf thing with this really cool hat with looks like a feather in it. And there's some reuse, with the hands and the heads, but they're great heads, they're great hand sculpts, so I completely understand that. This is a cool figure if you're just a big fan of Nosferatu and you want something that toy companies don't really think to make a lot of merchandise of. And this is definitely an appearance, even, with the Dracula figure, the Universal Dracula figure, they didn't even put a head scan in there for when he's, riding with the horses. After he's picked up Harker, and that's really cool that they decided to do this. I just think that's a really cool idea for a figure. Just super awesome. Another cool thing that NECA's doing is they're re-releasing the Burger King Universal Monster toys with a red casket this time for Dracula, and that's just super awesome. I mean, I just think that's cool for anybody that wasn't able to get their hands on those. You can now get it for I think it was $150. It's a NECA online exclusive set, and for anybody that wants those, that's really awesome. I mean, to get it with the red coffin is also really cool. That's an added edition that didn't come with the original Dracula, so very, very cool. That's just cool for anybody that wants that. Also very cool, they had a lot of the Ben Cooper figures on display, and they've got some new ones, including the Phantom Vampirella, and that's really cool. I'm hoping maybe down the line they can re-release some of the ones from the first series, because we got a second series that's a Walmart exclusive, but it'd be really great to get some of the first series back, and they showed some of those new ones, and they also showed some new ones based off of certain licenses, like Alien and Gremlins and Beetlejuice, so that's super cool. I would like to get my hands on some of those guys and put them with my Halloween 3 3-pack that I would hopefully be getting soon. Still haven't got my hands on that after I sold mine years ago, so yeah, that's just super cool. A lot of diversity in the kids' looks, and then also with the costumes. It's just super cool to see something like that. NECA also showed off the new Alien Romulus figure with the Alien Romulus accessory pack, and this figure is chock full of different hands, which is super awesome. It's got a chest burster, a face hugger, a different dome from the skull. It's got a stand for, I believe that's for the face hugger, and that is just super cool. And then we've got the accessory pack, which comes with some kind of a carrying case, and then different configurations of the face hugger, and different configurations for a chest burster. There's a flamethrower, and then also an alien, and it looks I don't even know how to describe that, an alien that's been discovered or something like that, after a prehistoric looking alien or some shit, a dinosaur alien or some shit. I don't know. That's cool. I don't really know the whole deal with that because obviously the movie isn't out yet, so. But that was just cool to see. I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. So yeah, I think you can pre-order that now on NECA's site, so that's really cool. Moving on to some Jada Toys reveals, we've got the new Scooby-Doo reveals. I just thought this was really cool because, I loved the Hanna-Barbera Scooby-Doo Where Are You cartoon when I was a kid. And I just thought of the potential that this line could have. They seem to have really cool articulation. I don't know what kind of accessories they'd come with, but yeah, they revealed a Shaggy, they revealed the Creeper, and they revealed the Mummy. And that just opens up a gate of possibilities for this line that really excites me, because I don't think I'm going to get the Creeper or the Mummy necessarily, but something like the Ghost of Captain Cutler, or, like the Witch Doctor, or the Ghost Clown, or Charlie the Robot, something like that, or Hassel and the Castle Phantom. That would just be so cool. That'd be something that'd be right up my alley, and I definitely would be interested in something like that for the future. So awesome on Jada Toys, coming out with some really cool toys in this new reveal. And on to the Mattel reveals. There was a reveal for the new Snake Layer playset, and there was a poll put up on Mattel Creations website, I believe, and I think it was a rigged poll. They had a bunch of other stuff on there, including Horde playsets. We haven't got anything new Horde related in like 2 years, so they apparently decided, oh yeah, the Snake Layer. This Snake Layer, I think, has caused some controversy among many Mattel fans, Motu fans. It doesn't look how the poll perceived the Snake Layer to look. It was more of a simplified look, kind of more in the vein of, Snake Mountain or Castle Grayskull's playsets, and this definitely looks more decked out and crazy looking, so I'm thinking the price point's going to be crazier for it, which is a little bit, disappointing, I think, for people that liked the more simplistic design of it. I heard someone refer to this as a Fisher-Price playset, and I was like, man, that's fucked up. But, also, I can see where they're coming from. It's just very decked out and not really what I think people were expecting. I think people were kind of expecting some simple colors thrown on there with some simple kind of fun toy features. And there does seem to be a lot of cool toy features on here, but, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a backer kind of situation or just a place that you can get on the Mattel Creations exclusive website and it'll just launch and you can buy it whenever. But if this is going to be a backing situation, I'm going to see maybe some problems with this thing getting funded. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do like it, and there are. So that's great for them. But yeah, I wanted to cover that a little bit. It was kind of a huge reveal, And then next up, Mattel revealed something I've been waiting for a very long time. I just mentioned how we have not gotten any Horde stuff. Well, they're finally doing Modulock, and I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty excited because I've got the vintage Modulock. It was kind of a stand-in my collection for a while. And now this new one's kind of looking buff, which I think is kind of weird. He's got some bigger proportions than the original. The original was kind of looking like a slim little freaky alien guy. This guy's looking definitely buffer proportion-wise, more kind of in tone with, how buff the Masters of the Universe figures usually look, So I don't really know how I feel about this. Just proportion-wise, looks a little bit different than I'm used to. But overall, I'm glad to be getting a Modulock with the, cool exchanging pieces and stuff like that. So I'm just happy to be getting a Modulock, one of my favorite characters from the original toy line, and also original character in general from the original toy line, and just a figure I've been waiting for from the Horde. They also showed off some Turtles of Grayskull figures. This one kind of blew my mind, the Ninjor figure. I was just like, what the hell is this, man? The purple, the reds, the glowing, well, not glowing, but translucent red wings with the rips in them, and then the dragon head. I just thought this was crazy as hell. This might be a cop for me, to be honest, just because of how insane it is. The big clawed hands with the samurai sword, it's just totally crazy. Kind of put me out. I was like, not in a bad way though, it just kind of took me out. I was like, wow, this is crazy as hell. A lot of crazy reveals. I'm not going to be going over all the Turtles of Grayskull reveals, but this was definitely one that I had to mention because I love Ninjor. I think he's a weird character, and I like ninjas. And then this guy's like a ninja dragon, mutated ninja dragon guy. Just so awesome. And then we had a Rio Blast reveal, and this is very cool too. Another kind of strange back end of the line character, like a space sheriff. And he's really cool. I'm excited to get this guy in my collection, so this is probably going to be a Mattel Creations exclusive. You get him online, but I'm willing to go for it for sure on this guy. Very cool reveal. Very glad to see some more original vintage Motu line figures on display at San Diego Comic-Con this year, so very cool. That's a cop for me for sure. And then we got Demo Man or Demo Man. I've heard it pronounced different ways, but this is awesome. This was the apparently concept art made early on in the Motu line. There's kind of a misconception that it was made for Skeletor, which, you know, the misconception I think started with Classics, and they included the Skeletor head and the skull with the helmet, but it actually was not a Skeletor concept art, which I've learned semi-recently. But it's cool that it kind of has that connection, and I'm just really excited about this because I've always wanted the Classics one, and it's just such a cool design, so I'm really happy that they're bringing it to Origins. I've heard for a while now that they were planning on doing that, so I'm really happy to see it. That's just great. I'm really happy to see that. And this absolutely popped me. I mean, I was just ecstatic when I saw this because this is just so crazy. The King Hiss, mutated King Hiss, with the 4 arms and the crazy looking king serpent head. That is just insane. What a crazy looking figure. I don't know who the hell came up with this, but kudos to you, man. This is awesome. I'm definitely getting this. It's just insane. A lot of us in the States didn't really get the King Hiss figure. They weren't available through retail from what I could see. Distribution was pretty shit on the King Hiss Deluxe set, so that kind of sucks. So this is really cool though. And it doubles as the Foot Clan. So this is just great. The colors are great. Everything about this is great. I love the Foot Clan idea kind of mixed in there. It's like a robot serpent Foot Clan King Hiss kind of thing. I'm here for it. It's just really awesome. Very cool. I'm definitely going to get this. And yeah, there were a lot of other cool things from Mattel, like the new Eternia stuff and the Masterverse stuff, but I'm gonna move on. You know, I'd be here all day if I was talking about all the cool shit that they had on display, so now I'm gonna be talking about some of Hasbro's Black Series. I was a little bit let down. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I was super interested in, and honestly, this is probably not a cop for a lot of people, but Basil was pretty cool to me. I'm happy that we're getting a Basil. He's a cool little guy. His species first appeared in, I believe, Han Solo's Revenge. It was like one of the first, I guess, proto-EU novels back in like 79, I think, and it's cool that his species made a live-action debut in The Acolyte. I know a lot of people didn't like The Acolyte, but I liked certain things in The Acolyte. I liked the show overall. Thought it could have been better, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Basil in the Black Series. This is really one of the figures, reveal-wise, that I was actually excited about. Ahsoka the White was cool too, but this is really one of the ones that I was surefire gonna get. But the pipelines were fantastic. I was really banking on them eventually doing a Clone Wars Anakin and also a Clone Wars Phase 1 Rex, or even a Phase 2 Rex based off of the Ahsoka show. And they're finally doing that, which it's about fucking time, but they're doing that. They pipelined Prince Caesar. They pipelined one of the droid commandos from the Clone Wars. We're getting a Revenge of the Sith Bakara, sorry. And then we're getting Mandalorian guards, and then the Moff Gideon with the Mandalorian attire. Then we're getting Kel Naka from the Acolytes. So yeah, I'm pretty much all in with all these figures. But you know what sucks? We didn't get to see any of them. So I was a little bit disappointed about that. I was kind of just like, wow, all these great figures pipelined and I don't even get to see any of them. So that was a little bit disappointing because pretty much all these I would consider getting. I mean, if the Anakin has maybe, you know, a new face sculpt first and foremost, and maybe some new legs, I would definitely consider getting that. And If I really am liking the Mandalorian Praetorian Guard, I'd probably get him. I don't know if I'm going to get the Moff Gideon, but pretty much everything else, yeah, I'm all in. I'm thinking these are all going to be awesome, and I'm pretty stoked. But yeah, it just kind of sucks we didn't get to see a whole lot of that. TBC also had a lot of cool reveals, but I don't really collect TBC, so... And again, I'd be here all day if I was talking about everything that Hasbro did, but overall I'd say Hasbro kind of lackluster. I think NECA and Mattel really knocked it out of the park for me as far as reveals go. And speaking of Mattel, some of the wrestling reveals were just so cool, man. So cool. There were so many cool things. I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite things, though, you know, as I have been doing most of this video. And this Chicago Money in the Bank 2011 Ultimate Elite CM Punk is just so cool, man. The spinner belt with, you know, the blowing a kiss to Vinnie Mac, and then the screaming face, and then the confident Punk face with the different hands. It's just so cool. This is a great figure. I'm gonna have to hop on this. I was really considering getting... Sorry, guys. I was really considering getting the Straight Society Ringside Collectibles Vault Release Punk, but now I'm also like, man, I'm definitely gonna have to get this. So, really cool reveal there. We also got some reveals of some of the new Legends figures coming out with that cool-ass Bradshaw Psycho Sid. And one that I was particularly excited about was the kind of WCW era Ravishing Rick Rude. That figure rocks. It's got a variant with the extra tights. I don't know which one I'm going to get because they're both awesome. Comes with a big gold belt. That's a whole new sculpt for the big gold belt, the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, as it was known at the time. And that figure is just so awesome. Awesome head sculpt. We got new hands with this guy, double jointed elbows. I am so excited. I don't know if this one's going to come with a robe or not. I kind of hope it does, but I think that is yet to be shown. And if it has been, I must have missed that. But yeah, 2 different Rick Rudes, just super cool. A lot of great Legends reveals. Just awesome. And something I was just so ecstatic about, I almost cried when I saw the reveal originally. When it was getting made, I think around WrestleMania weekend, was this Great Muta figure, and we just saw the prototype, and that was cool to me. I was kind of, bummed out that we didn't get like a full color reveal by this point, but the prototype has been made, and that was really cool. I got to see kind of the head sheet, I guess you would call it, and then his entrance robe. So that was very cool. But then we got to see colored renders, and I don't even know why I did not think of this, that we were going to be getting variants, and I have got to get them both. These are just great. We've got the classic red and black Muta, and God, that is so cool, with the wrist gauntlets, with the line down the face and the kanji on the cheeks, and then we've got the white and black with kind of like the more mutton chop paint on the side, and the goggle paint kinda, and God, that is so cool. I am so excited for this. I've waited 10 years for a well-posable, affordable Great Muta figure, and this is awesome. 6-inch Muta. It just looks absolutely great. I'm just so excited about this. And then to add to it, we're getting a more modern Muta too. I did not think they were even able to do something like this, but I'm getting this too. I'm definitely buying this. This is so awesome. I mean, when Mattel gets a hold of a license and they're able to do a certain figure, and it's a great thing, especially for a character like Muta who has so many great ring attires that have such presence in figure form. And it's just so awesome. I'm just so excited about these. These were definitely some of my favorite reveals. And I'm very ecstatic to get all 3 of these Mutas. And I hope there's more. I hope there's an NWO Muta, maybe some other NWA WCW attire Mutas from different pay-per-views or whatever. It would just be so awesome. I mean, there's a plethora of things they can do if they're able to get away with doing these attires and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my coverage of San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Comment down below, were you there? Did you have fun? Do you wish you were there? Do you like these reveals? Do you agree with some of my opinions? What figures are you excited for? I went over quite a few things. I didn't go over everything. Is there anything you wish I would have gone over? Are you looking for anything that I didn't talk about that you were excited about? I mean, whatever you want to say, comment down there below. Like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun talking about a lot of this stuff. And I'm glad to have an audience of people that would enjoy listening to me talk about toys. So, hell yeah. San Diego Comic-Con 2024 coverage. Devonius out.